What's up guys, welcome back to Code Clinton. So in this video I'm going to give you a roadmap to learn and master Django in 2023. So without further ado, we're getting started right now. So if I proceed, I would love to define what Django is. So Django is an open source Python web framework that is used to speeding up or quicken the development of web applications in a clean and pragmatic way. So that's what Django is in a layman's understanding, you get. So now I need to give you guys a roadmap to learn and master this Python framework in 2023. So without further ado, we are getting started right now. Okay, so the first item on my list is the models, views, and URLs. You understand? So in every Django project, we have Django apps. You understand? A Django project is made up of Django apps. You understand? These apps are made up of some files, and these files, some of them are called. Some of these files are the models.py file, the views.py file, and also the urls.py file. We have some other files that makes up a Django app. You understand? So these three files I call the models, the views, and the app, and the url.py file. These three files, they work hand in hand. You understand? And you need to know how they are being configured. And most importantly is the models.py file. So I'm going to show you how it looks like. So right now, I have a model for a shopping cart. You understand? So you can see this model now consists of some model classes. Like you can see, we have the product class up here. We also have the cart class, and we have the cart item class. You can see. So the model.py file helps us to structure our database. You understand? It helps us to structure our database. You get. So let's assume you are trying to build a school management system. You're going to have several models. You have a teacher model, a student model, a classroom model, a staff room model, and also a subject model. You have a lot of models, and how you connect these models together is really important. You understand? So you have to be able to think as a problem solver in this case on how you are going to link these different models together. You have different linking method. We have the foreign key. We have the one-to-one relationship. We also have the many-to-many relationships. You get. So how you are going to link these models together is a skill on its own. So you need to master these things for yourself. You need to be able to think for yourself on how these models needs to be structured. You understand? So if you can't do the thinking yourself, you are not the developer. You get. You understand? So I guess if you are a beginner, it might be difficult for you, but as you keep on coding, you need to think on your own on how you can structure your model, because your models determines how well your app is going to scale. It's like if your model is wrongly built, your app can't scale far. You get. So the models are super important. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the views now. The views.py helps to render data on the front end. You understand? The views helps to get data from our database and then render this data on the front end. You get. So and our URLs is that part. Our URLs are the parts to access a view. I'm going to show you what the URL is now. So right now you can see now we have some URLs parts on the screen. So these are the parts now. These are the endpoints you need to visit to view a certain page. You get. So the models, the views, and URLs, they work hand in hand. You understand? The models is for the database. The views gets those data from the database and renders it, and the URLs helps to serve as the path to see those pages that has the data we are trying that we just rendered. You get. So those are the three of them there. Okay, so as I was talking about the URLs, now I'm going to show you an example. Right now we have a part called carts. So once I put in this cart on the browser, so now we have this page, we have this simple shopping cart on the page right now. So we have this part called carts, CART. Once I put this cart on the page now, let's go down to the cart. Let's just say CART now and then enter. We are going to get down to a different page again. So you can see how the URLs work. It helps us. It gives us the paths to each of the pages we have on our app, on the projects we are working on currently again. So that's it for the first item. I said the models, the views, and the URLs. So the third item on my list is you have to know a little of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You understand? So just know these three components again. Right there, you're a web developer with Django and Python. So you need to know the foundation of the web, which are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are the three components that makes up the web. So you need to know them, irrespective of the language you are using on the back end. You need to know these three components because this is what helps us to visualize what we are building again. So Django is kind of a full stack framework again. It supports both the back end and the front end. Django has a space for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you understand, through the MVT structure. So you need to know a little of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's important. So the third item on my list right now is being able to build RESTful APIs, you understand. So I know many Django developers out there, they still don't know how to build a REST API with Django. I understand that because most of them are using the MVT structure. It's fine, but there are points you come to whereby you need to also build an API for your project. You get, so that's why I said you need to be able to build RESTful APIs that front-end frameworks can consume. Something like React.js, Vue.js, Angular, those frameworks, they come up with Django, except with the use of a RESTful API. So that's why I said you need to know how to build a RESTful API with the Django REST framework. It's really important. It's necessary you know how to do that, you get. So on this channel, I already have a series on building a RESTful API for an e-commerce web application. So you're going to find the link in this video's description. Okay, so right now this is also a simple online shop. You understand, a simple online shop where you can just come here and add to cart. So if you want to watch this tutorial, I have the link to this video in this video's description. So this is a simple online shop. Check it out and learn from it. So, okay, so before we proceed, this video is being brought to you by wazoplus.com. So let's give a shout out to Wazoplus. Okay, so this is wazoplus.com. So Wazoplus is a top African media platform for millennials, and on this website we share a lot of trending information, trending topics around the world in Instagram. So, and content here, we have content in podcast form, content in video form in Instagram. So you can come here and pick whichever form of content you love, you get. So let's just have a little browse around on this website. Let's see how it looks like. These are some of the content in text form. We have some featured podcasts you would love to listen to. We have some trending content you would love to read and know about, you get. So this is Wazoplus. This is wazoplus.com, and on this website again you can come here and become a content creator. You can come here and share your own content with people around the world, you understand. So on Wazoplus is a win-win for you get. So just try out wazoplus.com. You'll find the link in the video's description. So right now, the next item on my list is called testing. You understand? So you need to be able to test your Django code, you get. So testing is quite important because without testing, you wouldn't know if your code is meant to run the way you want it to. Maybe now or in the future when the code base changes, you get. So you need to be able to test your Django or your Python code. It's super important. Okay, the next item on my list right now is called catching. You understand? Catching, or some people call it catching. I don't know which one is correct right now, you get. So what is catching? So catching is a type of storage that enables quick access to data. That's what catching is basically. You understand? The kind of storage that enables quick access to data. You understand? In Django, we usually use Redis to catch our project, you get. So caching is important, you understand? So there are some data you get frequently that you get all the time. So with caching, you don't need to waste time getting those data from afresh. So those data have been cached somewhere, so where you can easily access it quickly. So you need to be able to catch your project or catch your project. So these are advanced parts of Django. These are quite advanced part, but once you go into it, you're able to do it. You're able to learn and understand it for yourself, you get. So on my list right now is performing background tasks in Django using Celery. You understand? So in Django, there are times you might have some background tasks that takes place periodically. So you need to schedule these tasks using a Python package called Celery. So I'm going to give an example of a background task right now. So let's assume, in some websites, in some e-commerce websites, you receive emails periodically. You understand? Those are background tasks. Those emails come to you periodically. So on my phone, sometimes I get emails from Jumia or sometimes from Gigi let's assume from GG now. GG is a marketplace. So that website tells me some like once or twice in a month for me to come and sell something on their platform. Those emails, they send me emails trying to like persuade me to sell on the platform. So those are kind of background tags. Instead, those are background tags that can be handled using Celery in Django. Okay, so another example is Jumia. So Jumia is an e-commerce platform here in Nigeria. So Jumia, so there was a time I added some items to my cart in Jumia instead. So after some weeks, Jumia started sending me emails reminding me about those items I have in my cart, so I can make purchase of those items. You understand? So they kept on doing this periodically. About every two weeks, they send me an email. So those are background tasks that takes place periodically. So you need to schedule them. It's a package called Celery. So what I want you to do now is that once you get to those advanced parts, learn about how Celery works, so you can schedule some periodic tasks in your Django project. So in your Django project. So the last item on my list right now is being able to deploy your code, being able to deploy your project. That's really important. So after you might have built your application, you can't leave it on your PC. You need to put this application up on the internet so people can access it, right? So you need to be able to deploy your project by yourself. So we have several platforms. We have platforms like Heroku, we have platforms like DigitalOcean, we have platforms like AWS. So any of these platforms is fine. They have different configurations. So just go there and learn how these platforms work. Pick your choice and you are good. Pick your choice and you are fine with any of them you get. So that's it for this. So that's it for the roadmap. And this year 2023, I promise you guys that we're going to have exciting projects from beginners to advanced. You get. So right now this year, we're starting from this month of January. We'll start building projects together. We'll start from the beginners. We'll start from simple down to complex. We're going to be using Celery this year. We're going to be using Redux, RabbitMQ, and later we'll add React.js instead. So we have to be right now we are still on the MVT, but this year soon enough we'll start working with React and Django. I promise you that. So if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, I don't know what you are waiting for. Please subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, stay subscribed. Don't unsubscribe, because more exciting content are coming your way in 2023. So I love you all. Happy New Year to you guys. See you guys in the next video. So stay blessed and bye bye.